Granblue Fantasy Relink hit me like a brick. I knew very little about this game going into it, and I knew even less about the franchise other than some fan art of some of the characters. And judging by the trailer, I thought, okay, it's going to be Monster Hunter, but with anime girls. And the intro sequence got me cringing at this tee, we're all friends on an adventure montage. But then a quick slap into reality, you're fighting Bahamut, the music turns epic, you're dodging these huge swings and blasts, and all I'm thinking is, damn, I feel cool. But don't get me wrong, I know this is a tutorial fight. There's some major hand holding going on here, but I just enjoy feeling cool, okay? Let me have that. Because very quickly the game drops your hand and yeets you out the nest saying time to fly or die. You are thrown into the ring with huge primal beasts and crazy OP warriors of Avia. The fights are chaotic. There's lights and effects blowing up all over the place. There's like 50 people talking at once on top of the music popping off. It's just a visual and audio overload. But at the same time, it somehow feels super manageable. The enemies all have very well telegraphed attacks, there are hardly any one-shot mechanics, and the combat system is extremely tight and responsive. So even on my first blind playthrough, when I found myself being introduced new attack patterns, I was still successfully dodging and countering most of it. Sometimes you'll see this crazy attack coming at you and think, crap, how am I gonna dodge that? And then somehow you do, and in that moment, you just feel like you are Granblue Fantasy Relink. Which in my opinion, I think that's just great game design. Like look, I also love Souls games, but not every game has to be Souls-like. I don't want to always have to fight a boss 20 times because I need to memorize all their attack patterns, or even worse, raid boss mechanics like in Lost Ark where you have to watch a YouTube tutorial before even attempting the fight because people will kick you if it's your first time playing. Granblue Fantasy Relink is one of those games that I feel is perfectly balanced in difficulty that is challenging but not unfair. And I just dove into it and ran. You get a nice little warm-up fighting goblins and then boom, you're running on this bridge getting blown up by a wind beast. Then you're fighting in the sky like sky pirates. You board their ship, blow up their engine, and slide back onto your ship. Maglio shows up like, hey, heard of all these legendary weapons? Cause I got all of them. And proceeds to do the random bullshit go technique. Shadow of Colossus comes out of nowhere and you gotta beat up this giant mecha by blowing up his ankles and climbing onto him. And it just keeps going. The energy never lets up. Just like your ship, the Grand Cypher, which is actually the MVP of the whole game. It gets blasted and torn up by Bahamut, them skyships pierce it with siege anchors, blast it with cannons and slam into it. Galanza is raining fire magic and straight up exploding the deck. And after all that, the ship is just like, yeah, a few floorboards came loose, I think, but we good. Look, what I'm saying is the game was just an unrelenting feast for the eye. I was expecting nothing going into it, and I was rewarded with gold. I'll have a link to the Steam page in the description below if you want to check it out for yourself. Let me know what other games you want me to try out, and I'll see y'all next time. Peace.